Hi guys, welcome to my latest video. I hope everybody's keeping safe and well. Today's video is all about heart openers. So in yoga we call them heart openers, in gymnastics, in sort of other forms of exercise, it's all back bends, bridges, things like that. So we're really going to concentrate today on opening up the space behind the heart. That tends to be the area that most people need to work on with back bends, bridges, things like that. We're going to try and avoid any sort of hyperextension or pressure on the lower part of the spine, that lumbar spine which loves to extend, which can cause quite a lot of injury or back problems. So we're going to work safely through the body. Really important today that you listen to your body. If we get into a position that you are not comfortable with, please do not listen to my cue to take it further. If you're not comfortable, just come out of it. I would definitely recommend some form of heart opening exercise each day. My go-to one tends to be Ushtrasana, which is Camel Pose, which we will go through in this video. Anyway, you don't really need any equipment today, you just need your mat, and let's get going. See you in a minute. Okay, so today we're going to start by taking the knees out to the width of the mat. Bring the big toes together. If this isn't comfortable, feel free to maybe put a block in between your feet or a pillow, just making sure that you're nice and comfortable. We're just allowing the tailbone to just kind of relax down towards your mat. Just take the arms out to the side of the body, maybe rolling those shoulders back a couple of times. And just finding a moment of stillness, just taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale through the nose, drawing the navel to spine as you exhale. And again, inhale through the nose, filling up the tummy with air. And then exhale through the nose, drawing the navel to spine. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, we're going to walk the hands forwards. Try and keep your bottom back onto your heels. We're going to reach forwards towards the front of the mat. Allow the hands to relax down onto the mat, the forearms to relax down, the elbows to relax down. And if it's comfortable to do so, we're going to take your forehead down onto the mat. So into our Balasana, our child pose. Now, depending on how you're feeling here, if it's the hips that feel a little bit uncomfortable, if they feel tight, maybe bring the knees a little bit closer together. If your hips feel comfortable, feel free to take the knees a little bit wider, maybe go a little bit deeper into that stretch. And the nicest thing about Balasana is you can either work into the hips or even work into the shoulders. So depending on where you may feel tension in your body, you can reach the hands forwards, maybe even looking forwards, work a little bit deeper into those shoulders. And then again, if it's the hips, we're going to push the hands down into the mat and we're going to push our glutes back onto those heels. And if the forehead is down on your mat, we're gently going to rock the head from left to right. And then on an inhale, we're going to make our way up into a tabletop position. So tabletop, we've got the hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees stacked underneath the hips. Okay, from here, spread the fingers out onto your mat. We're just going to gently rock the body forwards and back. So just working into the wrist, working into the forearms. This is also great because it's working on a bit of wrist mobility. So if you can gently take the shoulders past that wrist line, or if you can't, don't worry too much. Over time, it's just strengthening up the wrists, giving you a little bit more flexibility through the wrists, which really helps with any arm balances, dolphin pose, anything like that. Nice, everybody. And then from your tabletop, turn the fingertips to face towards the edge of your mat, and then gently rocking your whole body. So we're taking it down to the hips, down into those wrists. And then returning those hands back into a neutral position, facing forwards.
Okay, so into tabletop position. On an inhale, we're going to work through your cat-cow.
We're going to lift up through the tailbone, lifting up through the chest. Now really push the hands down into the floor. Push those shoulder blades away and feel that openness through the chest, through that heart chakra, looking up to the ceiling. We're lifting up the tailbone. We're going to exhale,
coming down, taking the chin down towards the chest, really tucking the tailbone under and pushing those shoulder blades up to the ceiling. Inhale, lifting the head.
Lifting up that tailbone, looking forwards, allowing the chest to open. Exhale round.
Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. On your next inhale, just coming back into a neutral spine position, maybe gently rocking the hips from left to right, twisting one wrist at a time, just releasing any tension down in those hands. And then back into your tabletop position. We're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to hover the knees and shins off our mat. So just hovering the knees and shins off the mat. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to push our head towards the knees. Now keep the knees where they are. And then inhale through the nose. And as we exhale, start straightening up those legs into downward facing dog. And then pedaling the legs out if it feels comfortable to do so. Downward facing dog, thinking about an inverted V shape. We're lifting up through the tailbone. We're pushing the head towards the knees. And we're relaxing the head, relaxing the neck, finding some stillness. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to lift the right leg up. And we're going to place it down in between your hands, or as close to the hands as you can go. Dropping the left knee down and tucking the left toe. Inhale, looking forwards. Keep the hands down for now. Just allow the hips to sink, and we're opening up through the chest. Dropping the shoulders away from the body. Exhale down. We're going to step that left foot forwards towards the right into a forwards fold, and on an inhale, nice and slowly, coming all the way up into a standing position, taking the arms all the way up overhead, looking up to the hands. Exhale, bringing them down through heart center. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, either taking the arms wide if you've got room, or bringing the hands down through heart center. We're going to go all the way down into an uttanasana, or a forwards fold. Soften the knees if you need to. We're going to relax the head, so shaking the head out, moving the weight forwards into the balls of the feet. Take the hands to the knees or shins. We're going to inhale, looking halfway, flattening off that back. Exhale, down. Place those hands down. We're going to step back with the left foot, step back with the right foot, so we're into our plank position. Now we're going to do our vinyasas slightly different, or chaturangas slightly different. We're going to work with our 8-point vinyasa. So inhale through the nose. As we exhale, drop the knees down. Keep the elbows tucked into the side of the body. We're going to take the chest down, and we're going to take those arms down. So we're coming down onto our chest, lifting up through your bottom. So 8 points, 2 feet, 2 knees, your chest, your 2 hands, and your chin or your throat. So that's your 8-point chaturanga. Now on an inhale, we're going to move the body forwards nice and gently. We're going to lift up into your Bhujangasana or your Cobra pose. Now for today, for the start, maybe just lift those arms up. Don't push down through those hands. We're not working into that part of the spine yet. We're just lifting up nice and tall through the chest, opening up through the heart chakra. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, gently coming back down. We're going to do one more Cobra. Inhale, lift. Lift the arms up if you want to. Exhale, down. Place those hands down. We're going to make our way back into tabletop. Tuck those toes under. And we're going to lift back up into downward facing dog. We're going to hover those knees and shins up first. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, push the head towards the knees. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, lifting back up through the tailbone, pedaling those legs out. I'm going to inhale, lifting that left leg, looking forwards, placing that left foot down in between the hands. Drop that right knee down and tuck the right toe. Inhale, looking forwards. Allow the shoulders to drop down away from the body. Feel that right hip stretch and the openness through the chest. Okay, from here, we're going to step that right foot forwards to the left. And we're going to inhale nice and slowly, coming all the way back up into a standing position, taking the arms up overhead. Exhale down through heart center. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, taking the arms wide or coming down through heart center, back into a forwards fold. Taking the hands to the shin or the knees. We're going to inhale, looking forwards. Exhale, back into forwards fold. We're going to step back with your right leg. Stack back with your left, so we're back into our plank position. Inhale through the nose. Let's work on those 8 points again. As we exhale, drop the knees, drop the chest. Keep the hands by the shoulders. So we've got the chin or the throat. We've got the chest. We've got the hands. We've got the knees. And we've got the feet. On an inhale, pushing forwards into your Cobra pose. Lifting those arms. Exhale to come down. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Place those hands down. We're going to make our way back into tabletop. And we'll go back through our cat-cow, but a slightly different version. So we're going to come down onto our forearms today. So down onto the forearms, making sure that the forearms are the right distance. So we've still got the shoulders, elbows, stacked underneath the shoulders. Make sure that you can just hold onto your opposite arm. So that gives a good indication as to where to place these hands. So cat-cow with the forearms down. Inhale, we're going to lift up the head, lift up the tailbone, looking forwards. Now I like this because you can really use the elbows to push down into the mat. Feel that openness through the chest. And then as we exhale, take the chin down to the chest, really push the elbows down into the mat. And feel a slightly different stretch across the shoulders. Inhale, looking forwards, allowing the tailbone to lift, allowing the tummy to drop. Exhale, round. Really push those elbows down into the mat. This is great preparation for any arm balances as well, especially your pincher or forearm stand. Inhale, looking forwards. And again, exhale, round. Really pushing those elbows down. Feel that stretch into the shoulders. And then inhale, coming back into a neutral spine. We're going to make our way back up into a tabletop. And again, gently shaking the hips from left to right. Okay, from your tabletop, grounding down nicely through the hands, making sure the fingers are spread out on your mat. I'm going to take that right leg out behind you. And the option is to reach forwards with the opposite arm as well. Nice and strong through that right arm. Nice and strong through the core. Looking down to your mat, we're going to inhale through the nose. As we exhale, nice and slowly, bringing the right knee to left elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale through. Inhale, reach. Exhale through. Inhale, reach. Exhale through. One more. Inhale, reach. And exhale through. Inhale, reach. We're going to keep the right leg where it is. Place that left hand down onto your mat. Now be careful with these as we inhale through the nose, looking forwards. As we exhale, we're going to take the elbows into the side of the body. So just like you do with your Chaturanga or with that 8-point Chaturanga we've been doing today so far. And we're going to take the chest down towards the mat, keeping that right leg lifted. Now just be careful on the lower back. We want to keep the elbows tucked into the side of the body, chin down if you can. Just be careful we're not forcing that right leg up. We're not putting any pressure on the lower back. We're going to inhale, we're going to lift back up. We do one more. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, lift. Nice. Place that right knee back down. Gently rock the hips from left to right. Swapping sides, taking that left leg out behind you. And we're going to reach forwards with your right arm. Looking down, inhale through the nose. As you exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale through. Inhale, reach. Exhale through. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale through. Inhale, reach. And then place that right hand down. Keep that left leg where it is. Inhale through the nose, looking forwards. As we exhale, take those elbows into the side of the body, coming down onto the mat. Inhale, pushing back up through the hands. And again, exhale through. We'll hold this one for a little bit longer. Careful you're not holding the breath. And inhale, lifting back up, placing that left knee back down. Maybe take the knees a little bit wider, back to the width of your mat. We're going to take some circular motions. Now, you can push back through child pose if you want. You can stay in tabletop. Just try and get some circular motions rather than front and back on the mat or forwards and back. Just take it around as some circular motions. Just giving those hips a little bit of work as well. And then coming back into a tabletop, bringing those knees directly underneath those hips. We're going to tuck those toes under. We're going to hover knees and shins up off the mat. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, push the head towards the knees. Stay with the knees where they are. Inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, lifting up through the tailbone. We're going to start pedaling those legs out again. We're going to inhale, lifting that right leg up to the ceiling this time. Really pushing that left heel down into the floor. And just be careful, we're not taking that right leg over. We're not putting the weight through that left arm. The weight is evenly through both hands. As we exhale, we're going to hug the right knee in towards the chest, moving the shoulders over the wrist. We're going to hover in this position. Keep breathing. We're going to inhale, kicking that right leg back out behind you. And again, exhale, moving the shoulders back over the wrist. Hug that right knee back into the chest. One more. Inhale, kick it back out behind you. As we exhale, place that right foot down in between the hands, or as close to the hands as you can go. We're going to drop that left knee down, untuck that left toe. Inhale, looking forwards, allowing the hip to drop down. And then exhale, gently relax. Now, you can keep the hands down if you want to, or you can use 2 books or blocks either side if it's a little bit too much for you. If you want to go a little bit deeper, so before we lift up, have a little look back at your left leg. We want a nice straight line with the left leg. Make sure the ankle isn't turned in, nice and straight line with the hip, knee, and then your ankle or the heel. So from here, we're going to try and lift up onto that right foot. We're going to interlock those hands, placing the hands on top of that right knee, which is stacked over the right ankle. Now the option is to stay here. If you want to go a little bit deeper, we're going to inhale through the nose. We're gently going to straighten the arms, gently leaning back, opening up the chest, looking up to the ceiling. Relax the head down. And then coming back. Ooh, as and when you can. Nice. Let's try that one more time. Watch you don't wobble to the side like I just did. So inhale, straightening those arms, opening up through the heart chakra and looking up, adding a back bend if you want. And then gently making your way back. Take a moment, inhale through the nose. As you exhale, taking the hands down, framing that right foot. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, stacking that left hip over the left knee, straightening that right leg and lifting the toes on the right foot if it feels comfortable to do so. Now I want to go back to cat-cow. So right at the beginning, think about your cow, which is when you lift up the head, lift up the tailbone. So I want you to apply that into this stretch. So if you think about lifting up through the tailbone, looking up, so lifting up through the chest, and then as you exhale, folding down towards that right leg. So rather than curling the other way like a cat, we're thinking cow. So lift up through the tailbone, exhale, sinking the head down towards that right knee or shin. Place that right foot flat, bending back into that right leg. We're going to tuck the left toes under. We're going to lift up off your left knee. And if it's comfortable to do so, step that left foot in maybe a little bit further forward. We're going to inhale, lifting back up into a high lunge. We're going to exhale, drop the left heel down into your warrior 2. We've got that right heel lined up with the arch of that left foot. We're going to bend a little bit deeper into that left leg, flip the left palm. We're going to reach forwards. Now we're going to go back into, we're going to go into our reverse warrior, lift the right arm up, but we're going to hover the left arm off the left leg. So normally we put weight through that left arm, feel that stretch through the right hand side of the body. This time we're going to leave the left arm hovering, so we're using a little bit more of the obliques, more of the core and that right thigh. Inhale back into warrior 2. Exhale, right elbow down towards your right thigh. Take that left arm up and over your head, roll the left shoulder back, and we're looking underneath the left arm. If you want to make this more challenging, take that right elbow away from the right thigh. Keep breathing. And we're going to inhale, lifting back up into warrior 2. Exhale, cartwheeling those hands down. Inhale, step back into plank. Exhale, drop the knees down. We go back into that 8 points. So taking the arms down, take the chest down. So we've got knees, feet, chest, hands, chin or throat. Looking forward. On an inhale, lifting back up into your cobra. Take those arms to the side. Exhale down. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale down. Place the hands by the shoulders, tuck those toes under, making your way back into tabletop. We're going to hover the knees and shins off. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, push the head towards the knees. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, lifting back up through the tailbone. We're going to lift that left leg up to the ceiling. Pushing that right heel down into the floor, pushing evenly through the hands. Exhale through the nose in this position. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, moving the shoulders back over the wrist, hugging that left knee in towards the chest. Inhale, kicking it back out behind you. And again, exhale through. Inhale, kicking it back out behind you. This time we're going to place that left foot down in between the hands. We're going to drop that right knee down and tuck that right toe. And again, the option is to keep the hands down, maybe placing them on blocks. So if you want to lift up a little bit taller, we're going to take the hands, interlock those hands, place them onto that left leg. And again, the option, if you want to go a little bit deeper, inhale through the nose, start straightening those arms. And we're going to gently open up through the chest, allow the head to drop back. Well done, everyone. Keep breathing. So if you're doing this back bend, keep making sure you keep breathing. Sorry, that didn't make any sense. Keep breathing. Hands back onto the knee. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, start pushing down into that knee. Straighten the arms if you can. And then gently coming back forwards. Take a moment. Inhale through the nose. Place those hands down as you exhale. Inhale through the nose, coming up onto fingertips as we exhale, sacking that right hip over the right knee. And we're straightening the left leg. We're going to lift the toes on the left foot. And again, remember cat-cow. So cow, inhale, we're lifting up through the tailbone, lift up through the chest, lift up through the head. And then exhale, gently allowing the chest to sink down. Placing that left foot flat, bending back into that left leg. Place the hands down, tuck the right toes under. We're going to lift up off your right knee. And on an inhale, nice and big, push through that left leg, lifting up into your high lunge. And as we exhale, dropping that right heel down, we're going into your warrior two. That left heel is lined up with that left arch. I beg your pardon, the right arch. Lift that left palm up. Lean forwards as we inhale. Lift the left arm up, and we're hovering that right hand over that right leg. Keep nice and strong through that left leg. Keep driving that left knee forwards. Inhale back into warrior two. Exhale, left elbow down towards your left thigh, reaching forwards with your right hand. Roll the right shoulder back, looking underneath that right arm. If you want to make it more challenging, take that left elbow away from the thigh. And we're going to inhale, lifting back up into warrior two. We're going to exhale, cartwheeling those hands down, frame that left foot. We're going to step back into plank. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, drop the knees back into that 8 points. Coming down onto the chest and lifting up through the tailbone. On an inhale, lifting back up into your Cobra. Take the hands away, keep the feet pressed down. Exhale, down. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Nice. Take the hands now down the lower part of the spine. Now we're going to keep the feet down for now. On an inhale, we're going to pull the hands down towards your thighs. Draw the shoulder blades together. We're going to look forwards and we're going to try and lift the chin up. Now if you're comfortable to do so, on an inhale, try and pull the hands down towards the thighs. Maybe even lift them away from the body, drawing the shoulder blades together, and we're looking forwards. Try not to hold your breath in this position. We're going to try and inhale, lifting a little bit higher. Keep those feet down. And then exhale, release, coming forward. Nice, everybody. Okay. From here, we're going to reach forwards with the arms. So we're going to work on our Shishasana or our Locust Pose. Now, depending on how you feel with these, we're going to start off by keeping the arms down and the head down. So we're going to take the forehead down and we're just going to try and lift those legs up. Now, if it doesn't feel comfortable to lift both of your legs up together, maybe just lift one up at a time. Be careful if you're doing one leg at a time, you're not rolling out onto one side. Nice and controlled. So you only should be lifting, if you're doing single leg, about a foot at the most. So place the head down, It's up to you, either both legs or single. On an inhale, we're going to try and lift the legs, squeeze the glutes, protect that lower back. Exhale, gently bringing the legs down. We'll do that again. Inhale, squeeze the glutes, point those toes, and we're lifting those legs. Exhale down. Okay, if it feels comfortable to do so, on your next inhale, looking forward, we're going to try and lift the arms this time. Arms and the chest. Now really reach forward. Keep looking forwards as well. And then exhale down. We'll do one more. Inhale, lift. Lifting the arms, lifting the chest, reaching forwards. Exhale down. On the next one, if it feels good to do so, we're going to engage those legs as well. So inhale, lifting those arms, draw the shoulder blades forwards, reaching forwards. We're going to point the toes. We're going to lift those legs as well. Nice, everyone. Keep breathing. Nice deep breath in. And exhale down. Well done, everyone. Placing the forehead down, gently rock your hips from left to right. And then coming up onto your forearms, so into your Sphinx pose. Hands are flat down on the mat. And we're just going to pull the hands down. So it's as if you're trying to drag the floor towards you. You should feel the openness through the chest and the shoulders sort of pulling away from your face. So push the elbows down, lift up through the chest. You feel this lovely stretch as well through the front part of your core. And then exhale, release. We're going to push down into those elbows, making our way back up into a tabletop. Tuck those toes under. We're going to hover the knees and shins. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, push the head towards the knees. Inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, lifting back up through that tailbone into downward facing dog. And we're going to paddle those legs out. And then from here, you can either walk the feet towards the hands, or you can walk the hands towards the feet, or you can do a little hop through to the hands, whichever option you want to do. We're going to stay in a forwards fold position, so dropping the head down towards the knees and shins, relaxing that head. You can bend the knees if you need to. Try and take the weight forwards into the balls of the feet. We're going to inhale nice and slowly, coming all the way up into a standing position. I'm going to take the arms up overhead. I'm going to interlock the hands. Have a little look down at your legs. We want the feet to be together. And we're looking up to the hands. And then as you exhale, keep the hands where they are, but we're just going to look forwards. Okay. On an inhale, we're going to take the hip out to the left-hand side. And we're going to move the hands over to the right. And we're going to try and keep our head central of the arms. And we're going to keep those arms straight. So we're pushing the arms as far over to the right as we can. The hips are going out to the left. And I'm keeping open through the chest. So be careful you don't end up in this position where the arms are folding down and you're looking down. We're rolling that left shoulder back. And then gently coming back to the center. Take a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, take the right hip out this time and gently leaning over to the left. Keep those arms straight. Keep pushing the arms as far away from you as you can. Well done. Keep breathing. And then on an inhale, we're going to come back to the center. Release the hands. Take the arms down the base of the spine. We're going to interlock the hands. Sorry, my mat is having issues. So interlock those hands. Again, pulling the hands away from the glutes or the lower spine. Draw the shoulder blades together. Feel the openness through the chest. And as you exhale, we're going to go into our Uttanasana, our forwards fold. But we're going to bring the arms with us. So folding forwards with those hands. Bringing them forwards. Release the head, making sure you're not holding any tension in the neck. And then nice and slowly inhale. Gently release back into a standing position. You can release the hands. I'm going to place the hands down onto your lower back. So placing those hands down onto the lower back area. We want the fingertips pointing downwards, okay? So into the part, obviously no ribs here at the front. So we're just protecting this lower back area. Hands onto the lower back. So we're going to start by inhaling.
drawing the elbows together, looking up to the ceiling, opening up through the chest. And then as we exhale, gently allowing the head to drop back. Inhale, lift. Good. And again, draw the elbows together. We're looking up. And we're working with just the top part. So careful with these. A lot of the time, this is how a lot of people end up with a bad back, especially when they're practicing back bends, is they do this. They push the hips forward. So they take the hands and they're pushing the hips forwards. The weight is going through the toes. In these positions, we want the weight to be going through your heels. So the weight is going through the heels. We're not thrusting the hips forwards. We're opening up through the back of the heart. So all thoracic spine, the top part, the shoulders. So we're working on that. That is what we want to be stretching. That's what we want to get mobile, to be able to do our bridges, dolphin, anything like that. Not the hyperextension of the lumbar spine, which is why a lot of people get lower back problems. Now, we're going to do that again. The option here is to either keep the hands on the lower spine, draw the shoulders and the elbows together. If you want to take this a step further, we're going to lift the arms up. So, keeping the feet grounded down through your mat. And the weight is going to be evenly distributed through the feet. Okay, inhale, lifting those arms up. Now really lift those arms. So we're feeling the shoulder blades lift up. So lifting up with those arms. Now we're going to interlock those hands. So I've gone into pistol grip, which is your peace fingers interlocked and lifted. Now, when I move the arms back, I'm going to try and follow my fingers with my gaze. So we're going to look up and I'm gently going to start taking the hands back and I'm going to look. And then when you're ready, coming up out of this. Now just be aware whenever we're doing any heart openers, and you'll see in a minute when we go down onto the floor into our Ushtrasana, Camel Pose, it draws oxygen into the body. So it draws oxygen into the heart, which can make you feel a little bit lightheaded. So just be careful with these. Okay, let's do this together. So taking the hands either onto the lower spine or taking the arms up overhead. Interlock those hands. Be careful, we're not pushing those hips forwards. We're not bananaing the spine. Nice and straight through that body. Inhale, looking up to the hands. As we exhale, let those arms drop back. Look towards the fingers. So keep looking. Feel the weight go into the heels. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back up. We're going to counter stretch by going back into our Uttanasana. So back into your forwards fold. And you may want to gently rock the hips from left to right. Finding some stillness. Take the hands to the knees or shins. Inhale, looking forwards. Exhale, taking those hands down. We're going to step back into plank. Inhale through the nose. As we exhale, drop the knees. Going back into that 8 points. So keep the hands where they are, down onto the chest, looking forwards, lifting up through the tailbone. Inhale, moving into your Cobra. Exhale, down. And again, inhale, lifting into Cobra, lifting those arms up, pushing the feet down. Exhale, down. And then making your way back into tabletop position. Now we're just going to stay here for a breath. If this isn't comfortable, come forwards and just run through your Cobra. If you want to take this a step further, what you can try and do is lift the feet. So we're lifting both feet up to the ceiling. Keep that arch for the spine. And another option, ladies, be careful with this. You'll know what I mean in a minute. You can take the hands out behind you. You can interlock the hands onto the glutes. And you can lift the arms up to the ceiling. Just going to release the hands. Take those legs back down. Moving the body forwards. And inhaling up into Cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. And then making your way back into a tabletop position. Maybe gently rocking the hips from left to right. Well done, everybody. Heart openers, they're so challenging.
and to really get a good workout, to really work through the body well. I mean, I would definitely recommend adding things like Ushtrasana, which we're about to do in a minute, or Puppy Pose, just into a daily routine. Just really start incorporating it into daily routine. Heart openers have got so many benefits. They really are amazing. Okay, so from here, we're in our tabletop. We're going to go down into our Puppy Pose. So we're going to reach the hands forwards towards the front corners of your mat. Now you can either just stay up on the hands, come down onto the forearms, depending on how open the body is, or you can come down onto the chest and the chin. So it's also got the throat down on the mat if you can. So quite a challenging pose. If you need to come out of it, place your hands together, push through the elbows and just lift back up. If you want to take this further, please be careful. You do need quite an open back to do this. We're going to try and tuck the toes under. I'm going to try and lift the knees up, straighten the legs. Again, quite a challenging position. When you're ready to come out of it, place the hands together. And we're going to push forwards onto our mat. Gently rocking the hips from left to right. Place the hands by the shoulders. We're going to inhale, lifting into a Cobra. Hello, Jasper. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Ah, hello, darling. And then making your way back into tabletop. Okay, so we're back into our tabletop. Now from here, we're going to work on Ushtrasana, our Camel Pose. So what I want you to do, is going to sit back onto the heels. We want the same distance, so again, we're working in alignment with those hips. We want the legs the same distance as the hips. Be careful that you don't flare the knees out too far in this. It is okay to make sort of a little bit of a tripod position with the legs. Just be careful that you get the alignment right. We're opening up through the top part first. So again, we're going to lead with the vision. So we're going to take the eyes, the gaze back. We're going to open up through the chest. So we're going to lift up through the heart center. And then we're going to work down through the body. Now again, be careful with Ushtrasana that we don't push those hips forwards. So we're not jamming down into the lower spine, we're working on the openness through the upper body. So we're going to lift up onto the knees first of all. And we're going to do what we did just a minute ago while in our standing position. So take the hands onto the lower spine, fingertips facing down, draw the elbows together. Slightly engage the glutes. Be careful you're not already in this position, so be careful we're not arched, so we're not pushing the hips forwards. We're actually tucking the tailbone under slightly, holding onto the lower back or pushing down into the lower back. Inhale through the nose, draw the shoulder blades together, we're going to look up, and then we're just going to look back. Allow the head to relax. Inhale, lift. I'm going to do that one more time. Looking up to the ceiling, and then as you exhale, just allow the head to drop back. Draw the shoulder blades together a little bit more, and inhale, lift. Now if that felt comfortable to do so, you can take it a step further. We can take the hands down onto those heels. If not, just keep the hands where you are and just work on opening up through the upper part of the body. If you're comfortable here, we're going to start the same anyway. So inhale through the nose, looking up to the ceiling. As we exhale, drop the head back, draw the elbows together, engage the glutes, and we're going to take the hands down towards the feet. Now, fingertips on the inside, thumb on the outside. Draw the shoulder blades together. And again, lift up through the chest. Careful you're not jamming those hips forwards. So we're not here. We're nice and relaxed through the hips. Lifting up through the open upper part of the body, sorry. Take a nice deep breath in. And when you're ready to come out of it, gently take one hand off, and we're going to counter stretch down in child pose. So open those knees out and reaching forwards. Nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then when you're ready, coming back up onto your hands, we're back into a tabletop position. We're going to tuck those toes under. We're going to lift back up into a downward facing dog, pedaling those legs off. And inhale through the nose, lifting that right leg up to the ceiling as we exhale, stepping that right foot down in between the hands, dropping that left knee down, untucking that left foot. Inhale, keep the hands where they are, or you can take them up onto that right knee as we exhale, straightening the arms, allowing the head to drop back. Inhale, coming forwards, placing the hands down, frame your right foot up onto your fingertips, and as you exhale, gently take the left hip over that left knee, straightening the right leg, lifting the right foot, and again lifting the tailbone, lifting the head, lifting the chest, and as we exhale, dropping the chest down towards that right thigh. Place that right foot flat. Place the hands down. We're going to tuck the left toes under, lifting up off your left knee. Keep the left hand where it is. Inhale, lifting that right arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, bringing it down. We're going to step back into plank. Inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, taking it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting that left leg. Exhale, stepping that left foot down between the hands. Dropping that right knee down. Inhale, untucking the right toe. We're either going to keep the hands down or you can lift up onto that left knee. As you exhale, gently straightening those the arms and allowing the head to drop back, opening up through the chest. Inhale, coming back, placing the hands down, framing the left foot up onto fingertips, and as you exhale, stacking that right hip over the right knee. Flex that left foot if you want to. We're arching the back, so lifting up through the tailbone, lifting up through the head. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, gently bringing the chest down. Maintain that position. So as we exhale, we're not losing that position. We're not going into cat. We're keeping in that cow shape. Place that left foot flat. Place the hands flat, bending into the left knee. Tuck the right foot under, lifting up off the right knee. We're going to inhale, taking that left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, bringing it down. And we're going to step that right foot in. And we're going to come down into a seated position. Well done, everybody. Take the hands behind you. Take the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Just gently rocking the knees from left to right. Nice. Okay. And then from here, we're going to come back down onto your mat. So bring the feet in as close to the glutes as you feel comfortable. We're going to keep the feet flat. So if that means the feet are lifting, move the feet away from your body a little bit further. Take the arms down the side of the body. On an inhale, keep the knees the same distance. So be careful as we push down through the feet that the knees don't splay open. This is really good prep for your full wheel. So at the moment we're doing our half wheel or bridge pose. And then in a minute, we'll have a little go at our full wheel or full bridge. So take the arms down the side of the body. On an inhale, squeeze the glutes, lift up through the tailbone. And we're going to lift those hips up to the ceiling. Exhale, gently moving all the way back down through the spine. Inhale, lifting up through the tailbone, pushing down through the feet, engaging the glutes. And exhale, down. Good. And we're going to keep going with that. So inhale, lifting back up through the tailbone, lifting those hips up, and then exhale down. Now, if you want to make this more challenging, especially if you want to start strengthening up the glutes to protect the lower back, I would do single legs. So it's up to you, but you can do single legs. So I'm just going to lift my right leg up. I'm going to inhale, pushing just through the left, lift those hips up, exhale down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Place that right foot down. Lift the left. If you've got both legs down, just continue with both feet down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, Exhale down. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale down. Nice. Both feet back down onto the mat, keeping the legs bent. We're going to do one more bridge. We're going to inhale, lifting back up through those hips. Now, depending on how you feel here, the option is to take the hands, interlock them underneath you onto your mat, and draw the shoulder blades together. So really trying to roll the shoulder blades together on your mat. This lifts you up a little bit further onto your arms, so you get a rotation through those arms. Keep the knees in alignment, and we're pushing up through the glutes. Now, if you want to go a little bit further, keep the elbows tucked in, down onto your mat, and you can place the hands back onto your lower back. Now, be careful you're not forcing the lower back. If it's not comfortable, come back down. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, release the hands on the mat or the hands from your body and make your way back down onto your mat. We're going to hug both knees into the chest. Take the knees apart, take the hands on top of the knees, and we're rocking from left to right. So we're gently massaging the spine into the lower back, or into the mat even. Okay, so the next option, you can either go back into your bridge pose like we just did, or if you want to work on your full wheel, we can have a little go at that. Now, the first thing with wheel is the hands need to be flat. So if we're in a position where the fingertips are facing towards your shoulders and the hands aren't flat, the elbows are up, then we need to work more on that wrist mobility, which is at the beginning of this video. I wouldn't advise pushing up through the fingertips. All that will happen is the elbows will splay out and you'll end up putting too much pressure on the elbow joints. There's absolutely nothing wrong with lifting up onto the crown of the head in this. So there's nothing wrong with that. So if you prefer to do that, that's absolutely fine. Just watch your neck. I'm going to keep the feet where they are for now. I'm going to take the hands up towards the ceiling, drop them just over my head, just feeling the openness through the chest first of all. And then place the hands down. So elbows are lifted up to the ceiling. I'm going to spread the fingers out on the mat. So I've got a nice grip through those hands. And when you're ready, I'm going to lift up onto the crown of the head. So just lifting up onto the crown of the head, the top part of your head. Now from here, if you're comfortable to do so, we're going to try and squeeze the glutes, push through those legs and push through those arms. Now feel the openness through the chest. Now the option is to try and straighten the legs. That's going to push the weight forwards, opening up through the shoulder blades, opening up through the chest a little bit further. When you're ready to come out of these, just gently, maybe even come back down onto the head or roll back down onto your mat. And you can hold these for as long as you want. Just keep breathing through them. When you've come out of them, you can just gently bring the knees back in towards the chest, take the knees apart, and then we're going to have one more go at bridge. Okay, so one more time. Place those feet down. Again, if you just want to work on a half bridge, that's absolutely fine. Just work on controlling the alignment with those legs. We're going to place the hands down, elbows lifted up to the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in, and I'm going to push up onto the crown of my head. Another nice deep breath in through the nose, and it's like exhale, lifting up. Now I'm going to straighten my legs, and I'm going to push my chest open, so pushing the weight forwards into the hands. Inhale through the nose, and when you're ready to come out of it, exhale, make your way down onto the mat. Feel free to pause the video if you want to work a little bit more on those bridges, on the wheels. Once you're ready to come out of them, coming back down onto the mat, hug the knees into the chest, take the knees apart, and we're gently massaging the lower spine into your mat. And then we're going to go into your Untitled, your happy baby pose. So take the legs as wide as you can. We're bending the knees. And we're taking the hands either up to the feet or the ankles. And we're pushing the knees down into the back of the arms. Push the lower back down into your mat. And maybe even gently rocking from left to right. I'm going to bring the feet together, the soles of the feet together. and just allow the hips to open, so allow those knees to drop out. Take the arms down the side of the body, palms facing down. And on an inhale, we're going to squeeze the glutes and we're going to try and lift the glutes up off your mat. Exhale, down. Another 2. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Last 1. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Bring the knees together. Hug the knees into the chest. Take the hands around the knees. Give the knees a little hug into the chest, maybe even lifting the lower back up off your mat. And gently rock from left to right. And then we're going to cross the ankles, take the knees wide, and we're going to rock up into a seated position. We're going to cross the legs, if it's comfortable to do so. Interlock those hands. We're going to inhale, push those arms up, push the palms up to the ceiling, and maybe even taking them back past the central line of the body, so we're drawing the shoulder blades together. We're going to release and we're going to take the hands behind us, so interlocking those hands behind, push the shoulder blades together, push those hands down and lift the arms up off the lower back, up off the lower part of the body. Nice stretch. Gently release. Just going to take that right arm across. Nice little click then through my shoulder. And then taking that left arm across. Interlocking those hands one more time, lifting those palms up. And then taking the hands behind you, interlocking the hands, pushing the arms down. A lot of shoulder work today. Very challenging on the shoulders. If the shoulders don't feel particularly strong, if you feel like maybe it's not an openness issue through the upper part of the body, if maybe it's a strength issue, I would definitely look at my video for shoulder strength, shoulder mobility. It's really helpful. The two videos go very well together. Okay, sitting up nice and tall. Let's just find some stillness in the body. Taking the hands out towards the knees, forefinger and thumb together. Palms lifted or palms facing down. Sitting up nice and tall and close down the eyes if you want to. And we're just going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose. We're going to exhale through the mouth. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, and again in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then on your next inhale, bringing the hands together at heart center. And as we exhale, gently bowing forwards to one another. Namaste, everyone.